Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Adobe Nolly, coming to you live from the city of Abuja, Nigeria. Please kindly subscribe, like and comment, and please take it a little bit further by clicking that notification bell below. And so that notification bell is whenever I make a post, you get a notification that I've dropped something hot. Welcome once again to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be talking about healthcare system in Nigeria. Like, healthcare system in Nigeria is in a wow situation at the moment. So many ups and downs in that sector. I wonder why the government has refused to do something tangible when it comes to the healthcare system in Nigeria. Because health, they say, is wealth. So I'm still wondering why the government has, when I say the government, I'm not just emphasizing on Buhari's government. Right from independence till date, we've had it's really bad in the healthcare system. I don't think there's any government that has really taken it seriously when it comes to healthcare system in Nigeria. Maybe because they have that luxury of traveling out of the country when they have health issues. But you now ask yourself why? Why are you now the leader when you cannot take care of the masses? The essence you are elected to be in government is so that you can put things in order. But no, when it comes to the healthcare system, most especially, you find out that it is at its zero level. It is very, very low level. So you now wonder why we elected these people called government, why we elected them. Talking of both federal government, state government, and the local government, all of them have failed us when it comes to the healthcare system. I will take it bit by bit, but I will not go deep down into the healthcare system. When it comes to equipment, you find out that most government hospitals do not have the equipment to carry out scans, to take tests and all of that. Even if they now have, the equipment they have are outdated. Like, who uses outdated equipment in the year 2020, please? Nigerian government. Yes, they do that. They cannot spend money in buying equipment. No, they would rather embezzle that money, or they would rather use that money, travel out of the country and take good care of themselves. You now wonder, why are you going out? Why don't you build your own home? You have a house, you cannot take care of your home, but rather you go to another person's house who have sat down, made their own sacrifices, and made sure that they have good healthcare system. But no, you don't think it is appropriate for you to make sure that your own home has a good healthcare system. It's amazing. Like, it's really amazing the way people really think. Because I don't even know whether there's something in that seat of power that each time someone goes there, everything just changes. You don't seem to do anything good. You don't seem to do anything right. It's really painful. The equipment, go to all the general hospitals, you find that they don't have equipment. Even in the private hospitals do not even have the same equipment. When you get there, they sometimes refer you back to the government hospitals. The government hospitals you're trying to run away from, but they still refer you back there. And you have no choice than to go there and use the outdated machines they have there. And sometimes these machines, so the people to operate them are not even available. The type of shakara they do for you, you'll be thinking, God of Nazareth, is that, as in, do these people really own my life? You go there to carry out scan or take test, and they'll tell you, okay, come back in 2 weeks time, come back in 1 month's time. Are you for real? It takes just 1 second to lose a life. So why wouldn't you be on seat to carry out the scan and test? I'm not really understanding the system in this Nigeria. I don't get it. Then the second point is the lackadaisical attitude of doctors. Doctors will feel that they are gods on their own. Like, they are serious gods on their own. You go to the hospital, you find out, if sometimes you even see them, the way they even talk to you, the patient, you look at yourself from head to toe and you're like, what is this? Like, what is, I understand the fact that sometimes they can be overwhelmed with the work, because I don't really understand why you have hundreds of patients and then you just have 4 or 3 doctors to attend to hundreds of patients. They are humans as well. But that doesn't mean you treat people like rags. You signed up to take care of people. So no matter how overwhelmed you are with job or with the number of patients you have, please put a smile. I did not force you to read medicine. I did not force you to become a doctor. If it is too hard for you, please resign. There are other doctors who are now businessmen and businesswomen. So it's not compulsory to remain a doctor. Doctors, I beg you. If when you now go to the government hospitals, some of them will work for 3 4 hours and they are off to their private practice. They leave the government hospitals and go to private practice where they are being paid well, because most government hospitals are not being paid well. Day in day out they are going on strike over unpaid salaries, poor equipment. You now wonder, if doctors can go on strike, like seriously, then what is now the fate of an individual who is, let me say, is involved in an accident or just falls ill? Like, what is the fate of the patients? It's really sad to say, although there is no really statistics to back up this, but I won't be surprised if 60% of the death rate in Nigeria is as a result of poor healthcare system in this country. It is really, really sad. And I think the doctors should please sit up. And I also wish the government as well, because when you have 4 doctors attending to hundreds of patients, you now wonder what happens to the thousands of medical students that graduate each year. Each year you find out that we have graduates from Nigeria, medical graduates from Nigeria. So what happened to them? Why can't you employ more hands to help out? I do not understand. Like, I do not understand why you will not employ more hands. Most doctors, is either you see them traveling out, and those are even willing to even stay back into the country, stay back in the country. You treat them like trash. So it's government at fault, the doctors too are at fault, and I think both parties should actually sit down and just do something right, because it's no longer funny the way the doctors treat patients. Some of the doctors, please, some of the doctors, I've met some really good doctors who were very lively and very social. God bless those ones. But for those ones that will do like they are gods, it's your problem. Oh. But if you think it's a problem to be a doctor, if you're overwhelmed by the job or the circumstance you find yourself, please resign and do something else. The third point I'll be talking about is power supply. Generally, we have very poor power supply in this country. But you now wonder why a hospital who is aware that you have poor power supply would not make appropriate provision for a backup plan. You find doctors carrying out operation, and then in the middle of the operation there is power outage. Like, like, how do you explain that? How do you explain that you're carrying out an operation and then there is power outage for minutes? That means you did not even make provision for a backup plan. What stops you when you know it's time for operation? You switch off PHCN and switch over to generator. At least you can rely more on generator than the PHCN, which you have no control over. What stops you from doing that? You see people carrying out operation, they're using rechargeable lamp. For real? No. For real? It's really a very, very sad situation. The way we handle things in this country. The value of human lives in this country is nothing. We do not take the lives of human beings as anything really important. And it's really sad, because it could be you, it could be me. There's a saying that says, don't throw stone in the marketplace, because you do not know who that stone will land on. So the way you treat patients, you do not know how your family members will be treated outside. The way the governments are handling the whole healthcare system, you do not know who might need emergency service. So you see, at the end of the day, what happens? I'm still trying to understand why the government do not or have not decided to at least construct one major standard hospital, at least one in each geopolitical zone of this country. It's still baffling. And then here we are sitting down, and then we are seeing the National Assembly spend or proposing to spend 37 billion naira on renovation. Renovation of what exactly? Like, how is that helping us? Why can't that money be spent on one hospital? Let's just say one hospital. It's funny the way we take our healthcare system in this country. It's sad. Very, 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 very sad. Before I end this video, I'm going to leave us with something to ponder upon. In 2018 or 2019, no, 2018, the Nigerian estimate or the budget for healthcare system in Nigeria was 340 billion naira. It's around 340 billion billion naira. While Ghana, our neighbor, had a budget of 353 billion naira. Here comes the joker of the day. You have 340 billion naira to take care of 183 million people. The population of Nigeria is estimated at 183 million. Then you have Ghana, whose budget for healthcare is 353 billion naira. And the estimated population for Ghana is 28 million people. Can you do the mathematics very well? 340 billion naira to take care of 183 million people. That is, if you divide 340 by 183 thereabouts, you'll be getting like 1,800 naira. So what the government is saying is 1,800 naira for each Nigerian. Yes, for the whole of 2018. And Ghana has an estimated or a budget of 353 billion for 28 million people. Divide it. At the end of the day, 12,000 something for each person in Ghana. Is that not really laughable? Like, is that not funny? And then this year 2020, we now find out that the budget for this year 2020 is around 440 something billion. And if you divide it by 183, you find out that each Nigerian is expected to spend, or they've budgeted 2,000 and something naira for each Nigerian. It's funny. It is very funny how these people have taken us for a joke. They've taken us for a joke for so long. If you've had any experience with any hospital, private, government, whatever, please kindly drop it in the comment section so that we can also see the hospitals we should try and avoid. Because there are some hospitals we should really avoid. Because I was discussing with my friend Sunday, and she mentioned one hospital, and she said she would never go to that hospital. That hospital, she has not seen anybody that goes to that hospital and comes out alive. So there are some hospitals we need to avoid. Yes, private hospitals are really expensive, but my dear, if you have the money, please go there so that you can live long. If you have the money to leave the country, beautiful. You can always leave the country. After all, if you don't spend the money on yourself, who will you spend it on? Your health, this is your wealth. So what's the big deal? You go outside the country and have your health taken good care of. Thank you for watching my video today. This is not the video I'm supposed to post today, but something came up and I just decided to just pour out my mind or say my mind regarding the poor healthcare system in Nigeria. And I just pray someone watches this video and do something good, or at least start up something positive when it comes to the healthcare system. And doctors, please, I understand sometimes you're being overwhelmed by the jobs that come your way, but please and please and please, you signed up for this. You signed up to save lives. Please and please try and bear with us, the patients, because some of us patients can be very difficult to deal with. Please try and bear with us as well. Thank you for watching this video. Hey, before I forget, are you foreseeing what's happening in the Supreme Court? This email election, are you foreseeing what's happening there? You see, this judiciary gist will be a gist for another day, not today. But for now, let me just end it here with the health case. Thank you for watching my video today. Kindly subscribe and drop your comments on your experiences you've had with any hospital at all, private, government, whatever you've had in Nigeria. Thank you once again for watching my video. Goodbye and have yourself a lovely week. Thank you. Bye.